I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
Two Owls, one pod. That's the new name of the old podcast. We used to be Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Now we're Two Owls, one pod.
One pod.
I'm one of the owls.
I'm the other owl.
Al Romas. I'm in where the fuck? Oh, Fort Lauderdale. I'm in Fort Lauderdale today. Oh, Odyssey of the Seas. The ship is new people coming on. It was a rainy morning. Had one of those where you get to get off the ship in the pouring rain and go to breakfast and step in a big puddle and wet sneakers, and it was that kind of a morning. But that's Al Ducharme. He's on the navigator of the seas, and he's tendering. They're anchored off Cabo San Lucas. Remember, Cabo always featured on Love Boat. Watch the Love Boat.
Something exciting and new. Come aboard and we'll fuck with you.
Hey, wait a second. That wasn't the was that it? I mean, I never knew the words. Maybe that was it. That's why they had big viewership. Who else would watch that shit?
The fuck boat. Watch the fuck boat. Everybody was hooking up on the fuck boat.
The doctor. That doctor was he was wild. He'd go to a cabin and the lady's like, "Oh, my neck is sprained," and he's fucking her in the ass 10 minutes later. It's like, hey, wait a second.
20, 21, and
oh,
22.
Who's that?
Once again,
Who's that?
That's Thiago.
Oh.
That's Thiago.
Is that your cruise director?
Yes, Thiago.
Oh, and
that's
it. Is she? I mean, sounds.
How much time are you doing? We rehearsed 25. My sound check, the guy said 25 minutes and get off so they can get out of here. Well, I need 45.
He needs 45 inches. Yeah. That's a man. He identifies as a man. Is that where we are? Okay. We're done with that. All right, let's move on. Anyway, how are you, Al? You've had some hellacious travel. Last time we potted, you were in goddamn Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
And now you were home for a brief hour, and now you're on a ship again in Cabo. Take us through a little of your travel. Was it good, bad, indifferent? Yeah, recap it for us, man.
26 hours to get to my destination in the southernmost point of Argentina. Yep. And then I left Ushuaia, which is the same area. And I flew home. It took me about 19, 20 hours to get home. Wasn't that bad.
But we have a different level of what's bad. That sounds fucking awful to me.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, especially when you're not used to it. I haven't done this in over 3 years because of the pandemic. So not only am I rusty, I'm older. And actually, today is my birthday, by the way. And I didn't hear happy birthday from my partner. Yeah,
I didn't know. Happy birthday, man.
I've been getting texts, emails, instant messages, Facebook.
I didn't know.
It's crazy.
Well, you know what it is? I didn't go on the Facebook, and that's when I find out whose birthday it is. And I didn't know your birthday is February. What is today? The 5th?
5th, but this won't be up until tomorrow, the 6th.
Okay, so everybody wish Al Ducharme a happy birthday. 63, I believe, and
68.
You look good.
What 60? One more year, and I get to blow myself. 69.
But no, your beard looks good. It's not gray anymore. You've got some men just for men number 42
I got
in there,
just for chicks. I get the yeah.
You and that cruise director, yeah.
I trimmed it, by the way. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
some trim. It looks better. And but did you color it? I don't see.
Yeah,
the gray
I put a little bit. Right. Oh, there's still a little bit. I do the salt and pepper, but it's brown. So I look like a calico.
Looks good, man. What
gray, white,
what will you be
and
doing?
Red.
Any?
Please proceed onto the ship and use the forward gangway to go ashore.
Yeah.
Use that forward gangway. I like gang because it's like gang rape.
Wow. Thank you, Mary. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. That was something. Any birthday? Yeah, that's a lot. Any birthday plans? What's happening tonight? You're gonna take care of business, take care of yourself, obviously, and maybe a dinner. You're gonna have a nice dinner. You're gonna Not have a nice dinner. What's the plan, Alfred, for your
Well,
birthday tonight?
I'm going to go
Anybody on
ashore.
board? Any entertainers?
No, no.
Mm.
I
No.
didn't do any homework. I didn't see what other ships are here or anything. I was just going to go ashore and have a late lunch and perhaps a margarita, and
Oh,
pretty uneventful. My gal isn't here, although hookers are pretty reasonable from what I understand. That's what you told me off
Cabo.
air.
Yeah,
What?
nothing.
Huh?
I don't know. Are they? Yeah.
I don't know, I'm in Mexico, so I just
you
assume.
get a birthday
I don't have any knowledge
handy.
of it.
A
I don't
birthday
have any
handy.
knowledge of it.
It's not even cheating.
Yeah, but you know what?
Your wife, she'd understand. She's cool.
I've had handies many times, and there's nobody better than me at that. So,
isn't that weird that that's true? Listen, that's true. We are better than anyone could ever do, and it's almost like, why bother? Don't even bother. I'm so fucking good at this.
I had girls in
50 years
college
of
that was like ripping
experience.
it off of me. They're like twisting. Like, what are you doing? They're like, like what?
Just stop.
It's not a tension toy.
No, and we've been working at this for 50 years. We know what we're doing. We're pretty good. We put in our 10,000 hours, as Malcolm Gladwell will say.
Yes.
So, yeah. We're pretty,
well.
I wonder, do you think? Let me just say, do you think you have 10,000 hours of masturbating? That's it. That'd be that's a wild question.
I know
10,000 hours.
I know. I certainly put in at least 5,000 as a teenager and young adult.
It's easy. We do, which is crazy and bizarre, but yeah, we do. I mean, teenage years alone. Fuck it. We were going run into the bathroom, run out, come up. It's pretty wild. Mother's cosmopolitan, and I'm in the bathroom for 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
I do. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we didn't have anything. These kids now, they have everything. We didn't have anything. Literally, we had nothing to look at. If you saw something like that, it rocked your world for a half hour.
I remember even getting the Victoria's Secrets as a young adult. I think I bought my girlfriend some lingerie. And all of a sudden, you're on the mailing list.
You get the catalog.
You get the catalog, yes. And you're like, oh, and well, she's not going to be here today. So, hello, Victoria. What's your secret?
Yes. Well, she was a lesbo. That was her secret. Wow, that's crazy though that we have 10,000 hours of masturbating. I never thought of that before, but
there was 10,000 Maniacs, the band from the 80s, and there's 10,000 masturbates.
Yeah. Did you like them? What was their song? They were like a one hit, right?
No,
10,000 Maniacs.
I think they have like 3. They're one of their albums, their first album. I can't think of it. You're pressuring me. It's my birthday. Cut me some slack.
Oh, it's my birthday. Well, happy birthday. 10,000. I'm trying to think.
Natalie Merchant. Natalie,
right,
she's the lead
what
singer.
I am is what I am.
Yeah.
Is what I am is what I am.
That is incorrect. You're thinking of Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians from 1988.
Yeah, but they had a couple of songs after that that were better, not so redundant.
She was good. I think she had a couple solo hits.
She did a couple of solos. Yeah.
She was pretty good. Pretty good voice.
Different, just unique. Like Tracy Chapman.
Unique voice.
They all had the standouts.
What happened to her?
She had that
Natalie
monster.
Merchant.
I don't know. I think, they make a couple of solo. They get a lot of money from the record company up front to do the solo thing. And then they sell a few million records after that. And then they just can't. You don't realize how hard the music industry is to get that right combination.
I do. I know how hard it is. Yeah. I've struggled for years to break through. Remember Patty Smith? No, or Smythe.
Mm-hmm. Smythe.
Scandal.
Mm-hmm.
Scandal.
Who'd she marry?
A friend of ours made sweet love to her.
No,
back
who's
in the
that?
day.
Who?
Back in the day, a guest.
Man or woman?
Guess the guest. He was a guest on our podcast.
Oh, so back in the day,
he made sweet love to Patty Smythe of Scandal, the Warrior. I am the Warrior.
Jimmy Carroll,
1980-ish. No, that's pretty good.
Vic DiPotetto.
No, it wasn't Vic, but you're in that world. You're in that You're in the realm.
It wasn't Artie Januario, I'll tell you that, or Frank Santarelli.
No, no. This is Long Island, where she's from, and it was a Long Island thing, but nothing.
Keeney?
I'm going to give it to you. Who?
Keeney.
Helen
Keeney?
Yeah, she had Keeney. Keeney had a lesbian relationship with Patty Smythe.
No, they can have
That was it. No.
a interlude and not be lesbians.
But if they have an interlude, the two women, would that be a lesbian thing?
Act? Yeah. A lesbian experience.
Yes. No, it was our friend and yours, Richie Minervini, the godfather of
Richie.
Long Island comedy.
I forgot about Richie there for a second. Yeah.
She and some ladies came into East Side Comedy, and next thing you know, they were getting it on. But it was a lot of cocaine in those days.
Yeah.
Things were easy.
Plus, he was a club owner.
You know what I mean?
He had the free booze. Uh-oh. Thiago is back.
It's time to call some more tickets.
Jazz hands.
Go to the forward game break. Would like to invite the tickets numbers 25.
Oh my God! I'm gonna gummy it up.
Two middle-aged white dudes making fun of an effeminate
That's right.
person.
That's effeminate. Oh, that's being nice. If this was my day, he would be talking with the F word, but we can't anymore. I get mad that word's on a. That was a great word. We can't use it anymore, but it's such a great. And we never meant it.
I embraced it. I can't tell you how many times I've been called the F word.
I'm sure.
And laughed my ass off.
Of course.
Because it was so ridiculous.
Right.
What are you, a fag? And just double over laughing because your buddy, your friend, the kid you're growing up with just called you.
Yeah, some guy with a wife. Guy's got a wife and kids, and we're calling you a fag. It's like he's not a fag. That's funny. And the word was a great word, and you can't use it. Like I mean, all those words are great words. They describe a lot of things. You could even like the guy's retarded. We didn't mean it's not a knock against a retarded kid. You go, that guy's stupid. He's a moron. He's a retard. That was fun.
Hey, you want some hot wings? You want some hot wings? No, they're too hot for me. What do you? Any reason.
Right. Any reason at all. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And you're like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I'm not gay. I don't know. You could.
It didn't even really mean it. Didn't even mean gay. It
was just a slam.
Yeah.
I'm just slamming you with this word, and everyone knows it. It can mean anything, really. It had a lot of meanings, that word. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, check it out. I'm down to 3.5 of these gummies. My sister gave me these. These are her prescription gummies at Christmas.
You're an idiot because you took one. You told me you took one the other day, and 45 minutes past, you're like, "This isn't working." He fell for that old trick. Let me try another one. Well, let me try.
I took 2 more.
Yeah, you took 3, and then you were jonesing. Oh, you're not jonesing. You're hallucinating.
I was on
and freaking out. You were sweating.
I was on a UFO playing pickleball with Jesus. I mean, I was fucking up there, man. I was high. I was a kite.
You were anxious too. You were.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then this guy I was having a cigar, and then this guy sat down, some cigar maniac, and he had his, you could always tell he had the case and his cutter and his lighter, and he has to set up before he opens it. He has like a piece, like a magician. He had like a piece of velvet, and he put his little things there, and then he opened up, and he's like, "What are you smoking?" And I had my earbuds in, and I'm fucking high, so I'm like, I go, "What?" I'm sorry. He goes, "What are you smoking?" I'm like, "Oh, it's whatever it is," and then I put the earbud back in, but he doesn't give a shit. He's one of those guys. I'm having a conversation. So he starts talking to me.
That's why I had all those props. All those props are a way to engage the other person, but they're not seeing earbud. When you take the earbud out and go, "What's that?"
It's so rude. So rude.
And you go, "Oh," and once you put it back in,
right.
You are communicating with them to not bother you. And they don't get it.
No, they don't care.
Proceed to the
Oh, he's back. Hello. Wow. What year is this? This is like cruising in the 1980s. Tender tickets, numbers.
We're out of San Pedro, California, which is Los Angeles, essentially. And we sailed. We had a sea day yesterday, and we didn't arrive until noon-ish. So they're just underway with it. And so all the other ships that are here, if there's a dock, they took the space.
Right.
They were probably here in the morning.
Well, you're on the Navigator's big too. It may not be able to dock.
Yeah, it's a bigger ship. Some of those docks are made for the ones that are half the size. Yeah.
Those love boats were like 800 people.
Yeah.
And it was a simpler.
This is over 3,000.
You know?
Yeah. What do we with 3,600 or something?
It could. Hey, you've been following the news, man? What's your take on this China with the balloon and old Uncle Joe? You know, you can't win. I mean, I have friends on both sides. My Republican friends like, this fucking pussy won't shoot it out of the air. Fuck him. I'm like, well, what if it's filled with disease and who knows what? Then he finally shoots it over the air, and they're like, "Hey, what the fuck, man? He's going to start World War III. What's he doing?
That's
can't win.
Well,
You're
that's
out.
No, that's the political.
Stupid.
But both sides do that to each other. It's not one way.
Well, there's only one side, man. There's no two sides. It's one side, man. You think you got the illusion of choice, brother? You don't. You know that.
They're all in this. They're all in the club, and you're not part of it.
That's right. That's right.
You ain't in it. As Carlin
That's
said.
right. And Bill Hicks used to say, here's American Gladiators. Go watch this. Sleep well. Sleep tight, America. Your government has it all figured out for you. I mean, it's insanity.
Carlin
but
gave
what do you
up.
think?
He said, I give up. He goes, I give up.
He gave up and he went the other way.
Yeah.
He wanted to see mass death.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
groups of people dying.
Burn
it all. Just burn it all up. Fuck it. Yeah. Well, after his wife died, he really, he was like, fuck this. There's no God. There's no nothing. Fuck it. And he had some great specials after that. But what was your take, man? What'd you think with China sending over a little weather balloon, as they say?
I think it's hysterical. I think they did it as a distraction because, as people keep saying, TikTok is the real spy. Satellites. There's, all these. This is a low tech thing. It's a balloon. Low-tech, all right. It goes with the jet stream, and they send these things up all the time. This one was enormous. Apparently, three buses big.
It was big.
And
it's a big weather balloon.
They're claiming. Well, they're claiming the Air Force was able to get information from it and study it, and they could have shot it down in a remote area of Alaska. And they said, no, not so fast. We can get more out of this.
Right.
They could have shot it down in Alaska and it would have taken them. Everything could have been destroyed. They said they already got their information. We all have satellites.
And we know what's on there, what kind of equipment they have, and we know what they got. And it's all a game. It doesn't matter. And the Chinese weren't doing this to steal anything. They were just doing it to stir it up. They want this country. Well, they want to stir it. They want to stir it.
They want us to be pinned up against one another. They want us to have a civil war.
They want to go to war with us too, eventually.
Well, they want us to take ourselves out.
But when I was in the Navy in the 80s, 86, 87.
I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. One person served his country here. But we'd be in the...
all hands on deck.
There you go.
10,000 hours, sir.
10,001. But there were Russians...
I got as far as the hands went up, the jazz hands went up, and I heard there were Russians, and then you froze, and you look kind of like Mussolini right now.
It's so, if people knew what we go through to podcast, we should have 1,000 more listeners because we make a fucking effort. This is not easy.
We actually do. We have over 1,000 new listeners, but I have them go directly to my account and my website. I have my own Patreon.
Oh, well, that's pretty smart. I didn't think you had it in you. I'm kind of impressed. Good job there, Al. No, but I'm saying there were Russian submarines 100 feet from the beach in Virginia Beach in the 80s, and we would be in the Navy. We'd see them. We're tracking them with our sonar, and people are in the water and had no idea. You're just splashing around with your kids. Fucking Russian sub. 80 feet away from your feet. In
World War II, German and Japanese subs right off the coast. Right off the coast. A balloon is,
it's fun in the day and age of memes.
Boys,
oh, we're back again. Hello.
Rip Taylor. Hello.
Yeah. This guy should get a bag of confetti and run on the stage when he introduces acts. He should just run on throwing confetti.
way to go ashore and
That
say,
was, dude.
I need you to do
This-
45. Okay, no problem. Make it 55.
know what to do. Make sure you see
Good God. This guy. Come on, buddy.
Okay.
Come on
Okay.
Make sure you're carrying
oh.
more like
If you're having fun, just keep going. Well, I'm not having fun right now because I'm backstage and you keep changing my times.
I love when they say any comedian doing comedy over, what is he talking still? What the fuck? We get it. Numbers.
He's putting his personality into it, so it's more
Dude,
entertaining
awful. What an
rather than just a
awful-
boring an announcement. There's so much more depth to it.
I like the
Stage-
ships that they'll put the person who can't speak English at all on the mic, and everybody's like, "Huh? I don't know, what are they saying? What are they, you know what I mean?"
80% of your
So-
passengers can't speak anything but English. And then
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is not easy. With you're freezing, I'm freezing, and we're both warm, and we're freezing. It's weird.
all right, so we
so
got
the balloon, yeah.
the balloon thing. It's a done deal. It was a joke. I think China just made a joke, a mockery of it because they're just
China.
they're giggling.
China.
And
China.
what else was happening?
Yeah.
We got the cold Arctic blast that's hitting the Northeast. My friend John Kiernan texted me happy birthday this morning. He said he's on Mount Washington, New Hampshire, and it's like
cold.
60 below zero. He's on a ski trip with his
Can I
brothers.
ask why he's there?
He's on a ski trip with his two brothers, and I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "We're sitting
You gotta
inside.
look at the weather there.
It's
John.
too dangerous to go skiing." So they planned this ski trip for a year, and they're dropping like 10 grand, and they can't ski.
Ah.
So-
And Al finds that hilarious. That's hilarious.
well, because
I think you're cracking
you and
up
I
at
are
your
in the,
friend's
they're in
misery.
the Caribbean, and it's like 75, 80 degrees
I
out,
know. True.
and everybody else is freezing their ass
True.
off. And we're from the Northeast.
But he
somewhere.
should have looked at the weather app. He's got to look at the weather app. I mean, I would have canceled. I'm not going up there. It's gonna be fucking that. You know what I mean? You can't.
Isn't
go
it
up there.
supposed to be like a
Just
2-day Arctic blast, and then it's supposed to go
Yeah.
like, up?
Supposed to go in
up
the
to
50s
4
in New
yeah.
York, I think.
Yeah. So they'll be fine.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
it's so
Hey,
funny. I've been up there in January about 15 years ago, and it was 72 degrees. They just had this
Get out.
unseasonably
out.
warm thing.
Oh,
And the entire mountain was mud. The snow was all
ew.
melted.
That
It was
sucks.
ugly. But we hooked up with
I've
some,
done that. I used to
waitresses.
ski. I used to ski. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the story there? Was there a good
Nothing. We were comedians. We were
Yeah.
gigging, and the place was packed because no one was skiing. So
Who were you
There's all
with? Who's
these
the other
little-
comic?
Rick D'Elia.
Rick D'Elia?
Yeah, he hooked up. This is the story where he hooked
Is
up
this
with
the-
a bartender.
The blind, deaf Rick D'Elia?
No. Oh,
Is
yes.
this Yes. Okay.
This is Rick needs glasses. Remember, he had 2 pairs of
Well, he has
glasses
plenty of
on his
glasses.
head.
He had plenty of glasses.
He had 2 pairs of
Yeah,
glasses on his
he had
head.
at least 2.
He was running the camera, and I go, "How's the focus look?" He goes, "Hold on a second. I got to find my glasses." And 3 people point at his head and said, "You're wearing them on your head." He goes, "Oh," and he wasn't joking. He went, and he put them on, and he put his glasses on. Look at it. He goes, "Looks great." And then in editing, every single one was blurred.
Thank you, Rick. Good work. Ready when you are, cease.
All the good takes were blurred. All right, whatever.
Remember that? Remember that joke? Ready when you are, cease. Does that sound familiar? Cecil B. DeMille.
Yeah, but what was the movie?
And they're doing 10 Commandments, and then
Oh yeah,
he because they split the Red Sea.
Mel Brooks.
They
Yeah.
got that massive crazy. The 10 Commandments, the real one. They're doing the 10 Commandments, and they get the shot, and everybody's like saying how great it is. It's unbelievable. It's the best thing in cinema history. And then finally, Cecil looks to the main cameraman. He's like, gives a thumbs up, and the guy goes, "Ready when you are, Cecil." Meaning he missed it completely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't even with you on that.
Yeah, he
Wasn't-
didn't follow that.
No,
There was a lot of
now
there's
I
a lot
have
of blankage there.
I have movement now because my door is open and there's
Yeah, move. Oh yeah, people looking in.
yeah.
What's happening in there? What's going on with that guy?
Whenever you're ready, Cease.
That's like one of
I got you.
one
I
of my
think
joke. Yeah,
Hmm.
ready when you are, Cease. Yeah. Anyway, what was going to say? Hey, interesting. We have 3 questions today. 3 questions. What do you think of that? Yeah, questions. People ask them, we answer them. I put a thing up on Instagram. Hey, hit us up with a question. And we got 3 and 2 new people. 2 we've never heard from before.
Let's get the first one going here. Let's get bang, bang. Knock them out.
One guy or woman, she wrote 2 questions. The other one wrote 1. Here's one. Tailored Travels. That's the name of the person. Tailored Travels, maybe a travel agency of some kind, maybe something like that. Anyway, how do you come up with your topics? How do you come up with your topics? The format.
Oh, he thinks we're organized.
Yeah. Well, the format is I write notes and then Al puts it together and asks me, what are we doing? And then we do it. And then he puts it together and then we move on to next week. That's
we have a little warm up. We kind of touch upon current events, and then we have a little warm up before we start recording. What are we talking about today? Bullet points. And then we riff and we try to get, if we have questions, we put them in our section. But most of it is current events, and sometimes that triggers a memory or a story from yesteryear.
Yeah, and then we a lot of times open with travel or work-related stories or what we just did. I did late night last night in the theater on Odyssey. 1,300 people. Late in there.
Wow.
That's packed.
C-Day, right?
The last 8 days. So it was day 8. I worked the first night, day 1, and then day 8. Had a week off.
That's what I'm doing.
It's crazy.
Same thing.
That is crazy, man.
7 days. But I am doing one land gig tomorrow afternoon in Mazatlan.
Huh?
I have a land gig tomorrow afternoon in Mazatlan at 1. Oh, hold on a second.
Well, you're bringing that up now? Oh, Al's got a company.
All right.
He's got company. Oh. Yeah, they took it. They took his virginity. What did they take?
My tray from breakfast.
Oh, having a little breakfast delivered.
I had a little birthday breakfast.
This guy.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
I had some eggs and pancakes, blueberry pancakes. It was kind of nice.
Well, you paid for a breakfast.
I did. I didn't do the complimentary one.
I can't believe it. Nicely done. Oh, he's back again. It's the Love Shack.
Which is the one.
Mm-mm.
To invite dinner tickets numbers 33, 34, and 35. Please proceed to the back of the ship. And make your way down.
Yes,
Seatbelt cards in hands. Photo ID for everybody that's over 18. Food to be taken ashore.
Oh, I can't.
Well, I'm gonna leave one in, and I'm gonna cut the rest out.
Yeah,
I'll leave the one or two in. Go ahead.
So our format, I guess, is talk about working, what we're doing, ask a question from the listeners, get a question, and we did football all season. We did our picks all year.
We do a lot of movie references. We try to guess movies or talk about movies that we like, our favorites.
Yeah, music.
So it's like a variety podcast. We touch upon a little bit of
you're not going to learn
the arts,
anything.
the sports. Yeah, you're not going to learn anything.
Yeah.
We gripe a lot about our grievances. What's our next question? Is it also from Taylor Travels?
Our next Tailored Travels wrote, what this more for you. What I can answer too, but what mics do you use? What mics? From a technical aspect for the pod, I think he's giving us a compliment, saying his sound is incredible. What mics do you use?
Yeah, we have different mics, definitely. The mic that I'm current mic, and you know me, I've gone through 6 different microphones. This is my favorite
and
because it
6
sounds
men named Mike
and 6 men named Mike. This is a Apogee. Apogee, and it's this is more of a voiceover microphone that I'm using now. So when I get this all up and running, this is for traveling and doing voiceover. This is over $300.
Mine is a
yours is
Zeke
great.
sound.
Yeah, yours is
And
great
it's
for the price point.
well
It's-
over $11.
No,
So,
it's you got like a $40 mic or something like that, 35, $40, but yours is great.
I think the arm is actually more expensive than the microphone.
You do take that arm with you every time, huh?
I'm a pro, man. I travel with the arm. I don't care.
What are you
Gotta make it,
clamping on?
know,
What are you clamping on?
my cock, and then we both just froze right after that.
Yeah,
It was
that's what
kind
happened.
of funny. So yeah, I use a Zeke sound mic there, Taylor, and Vinstagram. Do you know Vinstagram?
I think I do.
On the Vinstagram?
I think Vinny was the manager bartender at Stand Up New York. Is that the same guy? I think Vinstagram. Before we go on to Vinstagram, I have the Hype mic. It's the Apogee makes the Hype mic, and it's the second version. So it's made for voiceover work. Go ahead.
Is that Vinny, the guy who's managing Side Splitters in Tampa? That
It may be the very same. Yes.
That he knew you. Might be. Okay, I didn't know. Anyway, Vinstagram, Vinny or not, right? If you guys had to retire from being comedians, what job would you both pick?
Retire from comedy.
Retire?
What job?
I'd want another job.
I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Actually, I don't. I don't know.
They asked Charles
Manson at his parole hearing years ago. They go, "Where do you see yourself if you get out of prison?" What would you? And he goes, "What?" Because he's not getting out. He knows it. And they go, "What's your future?" He goes, "I ain't got no future, guy." Which is, what would we do? Nothing. You either do this till you die, or if you retire, you're done. But you're not going to plan another job after devoting 100 years to comedy.
There's not too many comedians who get this far along as far as doing it for a living and then retire. They just keep doing it until they're dead.
Die. They go and go. But it keeps you young.
It does. And some of them will slow down. They'll be like, okay, I'm not working as much. I'm not traveling as much. But all of a sudden they're doing all these local things. And you can't sit. If you do this long enough, if you go too long without, like you and I, we have to go a week between our shows right now. I am doing a land gig tomorrow. But when you go weird. 4 or 5 days without performing, I start to get antsy. I got to be somewhere. I got to plug it in. I got to.
I just did. This is my third week, and when I come home Saturday, I'm doing a gig Saturday night. I mean, after 3 weeks away, I'm doing one on Saturday night. They picked up. It's just the way we're built. Or we're used to. You just take shit and do it, and then when you have your time off, you have your time off, and it's good.
Yeah, I'm doing
there's no thinking of another job.
I get off this ship Friday morning. I have a show Friday night up in Moore Park, California. So I mean. I'm actually doing 4 shows in 1 week, but there just happens to be this 5 days in between.
Right.
Yeah.
But we do this, and we've done this for forever. It makes me laugh when I meet like young comics and they're doing 2 open mic nights in a week, and they're like, "Hey man, got to respect the grind." And it's like, the grind? You did 10 minutes twice. What grind? What are you grinding? No grind.
I will say that I don't know about you, but starting out Long Island or New England, New York, we did have a lot of opportunities where we didn't have to travel that far. Whereas the West Coast, these guys, men and women, will travel 5 hours to do a 10-minute guest set.
Right. No, it's
because
true.
There's so many comedians out here, and it's very competitive, and they're all trying to get in to the city clubs, and then there's like a wall and obstacles, as you should. You have to earn it, but
nowadays you don't have to do it as much. I mean, for stage time you do, but at least now you have other options. You can do a pod, and you can film your special and put on YouTube, and so it's not. When we were there, it was you had to get known and have good 5-minute clean, and it was a different world, really, with comedy. But
different way of doing it.
But you still have to go on stage. That's still the thing. I mean, and we were lucky. Northeast, there was a lot of opportunity. I mean, I think I could have went on stage every night if I wanted to. Honestly.
Oh, I did. I went on every night, multiple nights for years.
Yeah.
And then, but you're in your 20s and you're like,
right.
And then I started going, I got to take some time off. Yeah. So I had an answering machine, and I would just listen to.
Ooh, fancy.
Hey, Al, I see you're working over such and such club. So if you get off stage right away and dart over here, we'll hold the show. And it's just like, it was nuts. But Monday night gigs, I was doing 2 for a couple of years.
Monday night. Yeah, I remember going to Caroline's
Paid,
on Monday
not
night.
an open mic.
Wasn't there a Monday night Caroline's thing
Yeah.
with like a paid? I think if you closed it or there was something, but it was amazing. I mean, it was a different time, but now everyone produces their own shows. I mean, these guys are up on stage nightly, but a lot of places don't even have a stage. I mean, they're doing their own shows everywhere, which is good, I guess. I mean, it's better than sitting at the bar waiting and hoping to go on at 2 a.m. Just do your own show. But when we were, it didn't cross our mind, or I don't know. No one thought of it somehow. We could put a stage in this bar and do our own. We don't need to be at the fucking comic strip or whatever. But we didn't see it that way then. So anyway, that
home inspection, by the way, is my answer.
Home inspection?
I would be a California home inspector.
Was that like $200 a pop?
Wrong.
Isn't it? That's what
No.
How much? How much?
Oh, if you can get somebody, it's pretty high.
Yeah.
$750 to $1,000. You do 3 a day, 2 a day.
Well, I just remember. I think I paid a guy $200 back.
I did too. I paid a guy $200.
I think it was the 40s.
And he gave me an envelope, not an envelope. He gave me a binder with the report of my house. And basically, it was a bunch of pages he checked off boxes and made little notes.
Yeah.
I paid my lawyer $750 at the closing.
Wow.
And the average was $5, but this guy was worth the extra $250.
Goddamn right. I think I would, maybe my other job would be, I think I'd like to be in a Herb Alpert tribute band. I think that'd be fun. No, sir.
No,
sir.
What is it?
That's Chuck Mangione.
Oh, what? Give me some Herb.
That was Chuck Mangione.
Give me some Herb.
Well,
how about Peaches and Herb?
Reunited
and it feels so good.
Love those. I loved it.
We will be calling lots of tickets because we have
lots of tickets at the Love Shack.
Ready, waiting.
Sign says, do it. If you're not on Patreon, Al just blew his fucking head off on his birthday. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle this. It got too gay for even Al. That's weird.
And I have a high
when
threshold.
Al can't handle the gayness, it's fucking gay. Oof. Oh, this Mary needs to float away. Holy shit. This guy's unbelievable.
Please proceed
Woo.
and use the following gateway to go ashore this afternoon. So
oh my God. Once again. We understand there. Jeez. I can't even. I gotta take my earbuds out. Tell me when he's done. It's torturous. That is torture.
He said once again.
Shithead, you don't have to talk for 5 minutes.
Thank you and have a great day ashore.
He just reiterated himself 4 times.
Unbelievable. Wow. That's
two
I don't know what to say.
Tops.
More than enough. We're all adults. We can figure out the gangway and we use our card to leave. It's pretty simple.
You've been doing it for an hour. So people.
Yes. We've all heard it.
Deck one.
Yep. Noise pollution. It's just noise fucking pollution.
This guy needs to hear him. He needs to hear himself.
Right.
That's what happened. That's the example I was giving you backstage. He needs to hear himself and let everyone know he's in charge.
That's why I like the cruise
Captain
director
Phillips,
here.
I am the captain now.
This cruise director here is a woman, and she's very good. She does like a minute, and then she's like, "It's your show, not my show." And literally, here's a minute, and then she brings you out, and it makes no announcements. You don't even know she's on the ship.
What's her name?
It's a way to do it. Anna. She was like sports staff, and been a cruise director about a year, and
I don't know her.
Does a good job.
Good
job.
Good to hear.
Yeah. Hey, I was listening. Anyway, I've been listening. The only reason I said that Herb Alpert, I went down a fucking rabbit hole on Herb Alpert too on a brass. And did you know? And you probably did. When he made his first album, he played all the trumpet parts, and he dubbed it and put in another track, another trumpet. So when the album came out, Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass. People were like, "We love this. Go on tour." Well, there was no Tijuana Brass. It was all Herb. So Herb then had to get like 6 trumpet players and teach them all the parts and
Oh wow.
and make a Tijuana Brass. So
Holy shit.
again, there's a reason he's worth $850 million. I mean, he's
Right.
we talked about it on our aborted podcast last week when we were having tech issues, but he founded A&M Records and then sold it to some company for 500 mil. He had 350 already. And the guy's 83 years old. His wife is probably 80.
Well,
They're on stage. You can go look at YouTube. They're on stage. He's singing to her. It's incredible. This guy's
he's in the 45 to 55% tax bracket when you sell something for that much. You deduct what you put into it. Let's just say he put 50. He started it, so he put 50 million of his own money, sold it for 550.
Right.
So he's going to be taxed on 500 million. It's probably half that, so 250.
Okay.
It's chump change.
Not bad. Not bad though for a trumpet player. He's a trumpet player.
Plus, he was making money on the company for 20, 30 years. So,
but you always have the certain people like we used last time. Desi Arnaz he was just a band leader. Then he gets into TV, but he like figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And Herb figured it out. He was like, he's a trumpet player, no different than any other trumpet player. But he was like, wait a second, I can do this myself. I can own all this shit. I can then sell a company. I mean, brilliant guy. 83, still healthy. The wife is healthy. They tour. They don't tour. He does shows in California. It's great. Just great to see because that's not always the story by any means.
No, not always. Usually, piss it away. But
the other way.
Who is it? Was it a comedian or an entertainer that came up with the internet on the cruise ships and sold it to the cruise ships?
Yes, Glenn Farrington, comedian.
And he made it was a nice payday.
I never heard any numbers discussed, but I'm sure it was because I had heard he kind of retired from comedy.
So it was enough to do that. The only thing that I would have done, I would have said, here's my number, and I want 2% a year. That's how you make the big money.
In perpetuity.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank. He always wants, and I want a penny of that in perpetuity.
Until I get my money back. No, he goes, I want a dime until I get my money back, and then I want a nickel.
Right. Greedy fuck. That's why
all the other sharks go, don't do it. That's a horrible deal.
Right. Yeah. It's great for him though. But
because he's risk his I've seen him close a few with that. Like some little gadgety thing. They're like, nope, we're going to sell this. We're going to plug it into here. And he's got connections, obviously. He's got like 40 companies.
He's all connected in the big box stores. If you have something,
we're going to put this in there. He goes, I get my money back, and then blah, blah, blah.
Do you ever watch the show and then Google the person and see how it did?
Mm-hmm.
I always do. And so many of them, the deals, they fall apart after the taping. There's so many of them. They're just like, it didn't work out. And then other ones just fail because the people, aren't good, whatever. But there's a few.
It's just a time. There's a few that make it. But it's also, you get some product if you're not doing other products. Sometimes they go, what other products do you have? Well, we're working on this and this and this. Because they don't want to just buy the one product. They want to see it. They want to buy a company to make sure that they're going to be able to be around for 10 years versus splashing.
Then there's ones where there was a guy, he was selling one thing and they were like, then he goes, I got another thing.
Sorry.
And they go, what's that? And he had a clip thing for a hose out back, and that's the thing they ended up buying. And to him, that was his secondary thing.
Right.
And it became his main.
I've seen a couple of those.
What
else you got? Well, we started off making. He goes, I want to hear more about that. What is that?
Right. There was like, you should have opened with that. You come in with that. Yeah.
There was a farmer. I looked him up, and he's doing well. He said for keeping moisture in your plant, especially out in these California deserts and whatnot, he put these little plastic things around the base of every crop, and it retains like 60, 70% of the water.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a simple little thing.
Yeah.
And he came out and said, I'm a farmer. I'm out there. And they gave him the money. And apparently it's like a thing.
It's huge. Yeah. It's a huge thing. Yep.
If you can save
remember that
60,
guy.
70% of the water
Yeah.
in a place that has a drought. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and that
gold.
was his, that was his, like, I got this thing too, but
no, this is the one.
That's the thing. That's it. You know, that's the eye opening. It's like that movie with Michael Keaton where the guy tells him, McDonald's. And he's like, you're not in the hamburger business. You're in the real estate business. And it's like, there we go. Now we're cooking. Hey, this thing's going to come out Monday,
February 6th.
Super Bowl. So we picked them all year. Let's get our final picks in the league where they play for pay. Who are you liking in the Super Bowl, Alfred? You got your Philadelphia Eagles versus your Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes. Where is he with his high ankle sprain? Is he completely recouped? Because he'll have like 3 weeks or a month, right, since the injury.
I was listening to NFL Network in the car this morning, and the guys on that were saying who they've had it, and it takes the off season. He won't be 100% till the off season, but he's still Mahomes, and it's pretty good with 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So, I think it's still injured, but he'll be fine. He'll be on enough drugs and various
enough to take the Eagles down.
I think so. I haven't seen the spread. I haven't looked at it, but you can't bet. It's like betting against Brady. I'm not going to bet against Pat Mahomes. So.
Okay.
And Hurts is good. Seems like he's really good, but first Super Bowl, I'm going to go with Mahomes.
All right. Well, they already have one. He's probably worthy of a second one.
I think he is, man. And someone, they better start eventually. Andy Reid's got to get into some conversation of coach, like one of the greats of all time. I mean, Andy Reid is, we just forget, he's like a kind of a goofy, grandfathery cheeseburger guy.
He's
his
coach.
team is in the championship game or the Super Bowl like every year.
They hire him to get their team to the playoffs.
The Eagles fired him.
How many? What is he? He's been on 3 teams as head coach.
Well, Eagles as head coach, Eagles and KC.
Just the 2.
He was on the staff in Green Bay.
Green Bay, okay, it's a staff, okay.
But he's just one of those guys. Like no one talks about him. He's on the conversation ever. All he does is kind of just keep winning. And he saw. Remember they signed that other guy? I forget his name now. The guy with the leg was shattered. But he was like, get rid of him. We'll start the rookie. He saw it, man. And I just laugh that no one talks about Andy Reid. Like he's forgotten. But I mean, Belichick was great, but what you saw with Belichick without a quarterback, it was not so great. I don't know. I think Andy Reid.
They are really realizing how important it was for them all to be together as a unit. Very lucky. For your quarterback to leave and then win another Super Bowl elsewhere.
that had to crush Belichick. Had to fucking crush him.
Kraft.
But and then what about those Patriot fans who thought he was coming back? He's coming back. He's not coming back.
It's entertaining.
Come on. I would like to see. I think they would do one of those 1-day contracts. They should have him go back to New England, sign a 1-day, and retire as a Patriot. And go in as a Patriot in the Hall of Fame. You got to do that. I'm sure he will, but
they can do that anyway. Yeah, just his jersey. Retire his jersey, number 12.
Yeah, but have him sign a 1-day contract and then he retires. So you're a Patriot because right now he's a Buck. He's retiring as a Buck, which is a little weird. And he won a Super Bowl, but his legacy's in New England. So
I know, but if he didn't win a Super Bowl, I wouldn't.
Then it'd be different.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't even think about those years. It'd be like Favre or somebody going to another team, didn't win. So you're liking the Chiefs too?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm circling? You got that?
Yeah.
We like the Chiefs.
Yep.
Will you be home? Will you be home on Super Bowl Sunday?
Actually, no. My wife and I are going to go to Aruba for 12 days, and we're going to perform at Aruba Rays. And we're also attending, not just attending, my wife's niece, Shannon, and David, her husband, David to be, her husband to be, David.
I was going to say, what is he now?
I'll be performing the nuptials. How about that?
What does that mean? You're going to officiate their wedding?
I'm yes.
You're
I'm officiating this. I'm an ordained minister, and I've done this before. You know, I've done this before. I did it at my niece's wedding.
I know you.
It's my second time in.
Hanley watches. The delivery sucks. These people cannot deliver a watch on time. You would think a watch on time would be easy.
All right, fucker,
Hanley watches timing sucks.
We got to wrap this up.
All right. Well, so you're going to be in Aruba for Super Bowl Sunday. Wow, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Super Bowl Sunday, my wife and I will be arriving at 3:00 in the afternoon, and the game, I believe, is at 8:30. But I think Aruba is
time.
Yeah, what's Aruba time? Is it an hour?
Oh, Aruba, so maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
Usually 6:30. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those Super Bowls. I don't really care. You know, to watch it. I'm going to
watch it.
Get a little Super Bowl party, and just have a few drinks and some snacks, maybe a cigar. Look at the game. Back outside.
We're doing a red eye. So we're going to be wiped.
Well, that'll be good, though. You make some money, go to the wedding, make a few bucks, get a few laughs, and get out of there. Have you performed at this club before?
No, I have not. Couldn't make it work schedule-wise. But what the good thing about it is, not only are we both performing and making money, not a lot of money, but money, we get full accommodations for 12 nights. So if we didn't hook up with this Aruba race, it was going to be a financial disaster because we both would have lost comedy work.
Right.
And we would have had to pay for a resort and flights.
Why 12 days though? That seems extensive. Why?
Because we're actually we're doing 2 weeks at the club.
Ah, there you go.
Because he was getting people out there for a week, and some people would cancel, and it was just nightmare. So now he's trying to get people to do 2 weeks. Would you like to do it? It doesn't pay that great, but is
he a Boston guy? I see the roster. It's really Boston heavy. It seems. New England heavy.
Yeah, well, Ray, he went to Boston College.
There you go.
BU. I think he went to BU, Boston University.
Okay. So I figured, I don't know him. I've never met him.
But he's a New York
guy. The roster. It's good comics. They're just all very New England heavy, it seems.
It's 50-50. He has New England and New York. He uses mostly.
Yeah. But solid shows. And before we go, because I had a question, what day show in Mazatlan, what's that about? Who does a show during the day in Mexico? How's that happen?
A Canadian woman who's a musician moved down there, and she's always doing these little gigs. And she used to book a resort pre-pandemic, and we did that a couple of times. And basically, they fly you down.
Who's we, sucker? You and Bernie?
My wife. Yes, Bernadette Pauly. We went down a couple of times and did shows down there. Same thing. It's a resort. They put you up you can stay 5 nights if you want. And the shows are 1 or 2 nights. Yeah. And it's all expats. So it's packed. Yeah. Canadians and Americans, some Australians. They just retire down there because they can live large on their pensions.
But a daytime show?
This particular one,
is this normal, or is this
no? Because they're not doing it at the resort. They're doing it at a club that's open for lunch, coinciding with comedians that are on cruise ships. So you go off the ship, you do the show at 1. Okay. You're done at 2. You get back on the ship. Make some pesos. Okay. Make some pesos.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. I do it. I just it's just unique. I never heard anyone say I'm doing a show. Get off the ship and do a show, and then come back.
It's my first time having that happen. But this will be the second time they're doing it. The first one was very successful. They sold out. So it's all good. My show sold out too.
You sold out years ago. Let's be honest. But we all did. Fuck it. Gotta pay the bills. All right, buddy. Let's see if you can make something of this in the old editing room. Good luck to you.
Here's the
here he goes. A final goodbye.
Arrivederci, everybody. Thanks for listening to 2 Owls, 1 Pod.
Good luck in prison.
Iceberg, dead ahead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Two Owls, One Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forward-the-2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.